What if I told you that the world's longest living people don't owe their youthfulness only to diet or genetics, but to a handful of everyday movements so simple, so ordinary, that most Western doctors used to laugh at them? And yet, these tiny daily habits are keeping Japanese seniors agile, strong, and independent well into their 90s and beyond. They don't need gyms, they don't need heavy weights, they don't even need fancy equipment. Just 6 movements practiced with consistency. And here's the shocking part. When Harvard and Stanford researchers studied Japanese elders who practiced these movements daily, they found slower memory decline, fewer falls, stronger bones, and better balance than almost anywhere else in the world. Now, you're about to discover exactly what these movements are, starting with the very first one. But before we dive in, tell me in the comments below, how old are you and where are you watching from? I read and reply to as many comments as possible, and I'd love to know your story. Now, let's begin with the foundation. It looks simple. But don't let that fool you. Japanese elders call it Sampo. It's not just walking, it's mindful walking. It's medicine in motion. They walk at half the speed you're probably used to. And with every step, they synchronize their breathing. 1 inhale for 2 steps, hold for 2 steps, exhale for 4 steps. This rhythm changes everything. It calms the nervous system, it trains the heart and blood vessels, it even stimulates the brain. A study from Kyoto University followed over 3,000 seniors who practiced this daily for 10 years. The results were unbelievable. Their blood pressure dropped, their arteries stayed flexible, and their risk of stroke was far lower compared to the control group. But here's the hidden gem. By moving slowly, the entire foot connects with the ground. The heel, the arch, the toes. This fires signals from 33 different joints in the foot straight to the brain. It sharpens balance, it improves coordination, it even prevents falls. Western seniors who tried it for just 8 weeks could stand on one leg almost a full minute longer. To practice properly, roll through your whole foot with each step. Don't stare at your feet. Look 6 feet ahead. Relax your arms and hands. Let them swing naturally. Start with 10 minutes in the morning. Work up to 30. And please, skip the treadmill. Natural ground works best. Japanese elders often walk on grass, dirt, or gravel. Each surface wakes up stabilizing muscles. This movement costs nothing, but it can buy you decades of mobility. Every morning at 6:30 in Japan, a melody plays on national radio, and millions of seniors stop what they're doing to move together. This tradition is called Rajio Taiso. It lasts just 3 minutes. But the effects are lifelong. It's not hard. It's not about sweating or straining. It's a sequence of gentle stretches, arm raises, torso twists, side bends, marching in place, all done in one continuous flow. The science? Astonishing. Researchers tracked over 8,000 older adults who practiced this daily. They had 40% fewer falls, 55% less chronic back pain, and far better flexibility in their hips and shoulders, even in their 80s. Here's why. These stretches lubricate your joints with something called synovial fluid. Think of it as oil for your body's hinges. Without movement, it dries up. That's when stiffness and pain take over. But 3 minutes of Rajio Taiso can reactivate that lubrication daily. Even better, the timing is perfect. Most Japanese do this right after waking, before eating or drinking. That's when growth hormones are highest. Muscles and joints respond more deeply. Western workplaces could learn from this. In Japan, some companies still begin the workday with group stretches. The results? Employees take 30% fewer sick days. If you try nothing else from today's list, at least try this. It's free, it's fast, and it could save you from painful stiffness as you age. This one shocks most Westerners. Because in Japan, even at 70, 80, or 90 years old, people can rest comfortably in a deep squat, heels flat, back straight, holding the position for 10, 20, even 30 minutes. Meanwhile, many Westerners can't manage 10 seconds. Why does it matter? Because squatting maintains the full range of motion in your hips, knees, and ankles. Lose that and you lose independence. A massive study followed 5,000 seniors for 12 years. Those who could squat for just 2 minutes had a 70% lower risk of ending up in assisted living. They could walk without shuffling. They could get out of chairs unassisted. they could stay independent nearly a decade longer. Here's the science. Squatting keeps the hips open. It strengthens pelvic floor muscles, which control bladder function.
It decompresses the spine, feeding the discs between vertebrae with vital nutrients. Cultures that keep squatting into old age. They have 80% fewer hip replacements and far less chronic back pain. So, how do you start if you've lost it? Use a wall. Stand with your back against it. Lower down slowly, keeping knees aligned with toes. If your heels won't stay flat, put a rolled towel beneath them. Begin with 30 seconds. Repeat several times daily. Frequency beats duration. Japanese elders don't set aside gym time for this. They squat while gardening. They squat to reach shelves. They even squat while chatting with friends. It's simply part of life. And that's the secret. Not harder workouts, but natural, daily practice. Here's one so powerful. Japanese doctors prescribe it like medicine. They tell seniors, stand on one leg for 1 minute twice a day. That's it. And guess what? Insurance even covers it, because the benefits are overwhelming. A 15-year study of 12,000 seniors showed that daily one-leg standing cut the risk of hip fractures by 68%. It also reduced falls serious enough for hospitalization by 75%. But it's not just muscles. Brain scans revealed something incredible. Standing on one leg increases gray matter in brain regions tied to balance and coordination. It literally protects your brain while training your body. Here's how to start. Stand near a wall or sturdy chair. Lift 1 foot an inch off the ground. Fix your gaze on a point in front of you. Hold for 30 seconds. Switch legs. As you improve, try closing your eyes or standing on a folded towel for added challenge. Some Japanese seniors do this while brushing their teeth. 2 minutes of brain-body training built into a routine. Researchers at Mayo Clinic even found this. Your ability to stand on one leg predicts longevity more accurately than blood pressure or cholesterol. If you can do it for 30 seconds, your body's biological age may be closer to someone 10 years younger. Think about that for a second. A movement so simple, yet it could give you years of independence. This one surprises most Westerners. Because in Japan, it's not unusual to see people in their 70s and 80s eating meals, drinking tea, or even watching television while sitting on the floor. Not on chairs, not on couches, on the floor. And here's the kicker. They don't just sit there. They transition from standing to the floor and back up again, multiple times a day, on average, over 20 times daily. Sounds simple? It's anything but. When researchers at the University of Tsukuba studied over 10,000 seniors, they found that those who sat on the floor regularly had 40% more lower body strength, 50% better hip flexibility, higher scores on memory and cognitive tests. In fact, being able to get down to the floor and rise back up without using your hands is one of the strongest predictors of longevity ever recorded. Brazilian researchers even proved this. They followed thousands of seniors for years and found that those who could sit and rise without support lived an average of 6 years longer. Why? Because this simple daily act engages nearly every system of your body. Your legs, your core, your balance, and even your brain's executive function, the part that plans and sequences movements. It's basically a full-body, full-brain workout, disguised as an everyday habit. Here's how to start. From standing, lower one knee to the ground, then the other. Settle into a kneeling position. Shift into cross-legged or side-sitting. To rise, reverse the process. Bring 1 foot forward. Push through that leg. Stand up tall. At first, it might feel hard, so use a sturdy chair or ottoman for support. Practice on a carpet or mat to protect your knees. Over time, your strength and coordination will improve. And here's the beauty of it. You don't need to set aside workout time. Just start sitting on the floor for a few things you normally do in a chair. Drink your morning tea on the floor. Fold laundry while sitting down. Play with your grandkids at their level. Each sit and rise counts as a powerful training session. And the more you do it, the longer your body and brain will serve you. Now comes the most extraordinary movement of them all. It's not from a gym. It's not from yoga or tai chi. It's not from Western physical therapy. It's from a plain old towel. That's right. Japanese elders call it tenugui hibiki. Here's how it works. You roll up a hand towel, hold it with both hands at shoulder height, pull outward, creating tension as if you're trying to rip it apart. Now, while keeping that tension, you slowly twist your torso to the right, hold, return to center, then twist to the left. Sounds simple? But inside your body, something remarkable is happening. Researchers at Taku University discovered that this movement lights up deep, stabilizing muscles that most other exercises ignore. Not just your core, not just your arms, Even your spinal muscles, your feet, and your face showed activation. It's like waking up dormant parts of your body you forgot you had. But here's the jaw-dropper. A 20-year study followed 15,000 Japanese seniors who performed this towel twist for just 2 minutes a day. The results stunned scientists. They lived 7 years longer on average. Their grip strength, the #1 predictor of independence, remained strong into their 90s. Their bone density stayed 20 years younger than expected, and their risk of dementia dropped dramatically. How? Because this movement doesn't just train muscles, it trains the brain. The bilateral twisting forces both sides of the brain to fire together, building new neural connections. It improves memory, it speeds up reaction time, it keeps thinking sharp. And let's not forget the breathing. Exhale as you twist. Inhale as you return to center. This breathing pattern activates the vagus nerve, reducing inflammation throughout the body. Even better, it stimulates the release of healing proteins called myokines. These help control blood sugar, protect the heart, and even encourage the growth of new brain cells. And all of it comes from a towel you already own. Here's how to fit it into your day. Do it first thing in the morning to energize your nervous system. Do it again before bed to relax and promote better sleep. Just 1 minute in the morning, 1 minute at night. That's it. Yet the effects ripple through your entire body. 6 simple movements. Slow walking, radio stretches, deep squat rest, one leg balance, floor sit and rise, and the towel twist. None of them require equipment, none require a gym, and none take more than a few minutes. But together, they form a complete system. A system that keeps Japanese elders independent, mobile, and mentally sharp for decades longer than the rest of the world. After all, aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean wisdom, it can mean grace, it can mean a body that still serves you into your 80s, 90s, and beyond. Now, here's my question for you. Which of these movements will you try first? Tell me in the comments below. I read and respond to as many as I can. And if you know someone over 55 who wants to stay strong and independent, please share this with them. It could be life-changing. And don't forget to subscribe, because in our next video, I'll reveal the 5 worst mistakes seniors make with exercise, and the safe swaps that keep you thriving. Until then, remember this: food fuels your body, but movement is what keeps it alive. So move like the Japanese elders do, and give yourself the gift of time.